Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, entering and lining up on runway 35 for crosswind, for downwind departure, Cessnock.
Good.
All right.
Okay.
Power.
That's it, so hold this back.
Yeah.
There we go, less power, less power.
Cessnock traffic, Alpha Zulu uniform, Cessna 404 taxiing for runway 35 for a local flight to the northwest, traffic Cessnock.
Entering the runway, we have lights, camera, action, so landing light comes on.
Yep. Up through, on.
And ALT on the transponder.
Alt.
Foxtrot, go ahead.
Alright,
goes
so it's
straight
taken off.
Yep, so we'll just say Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, rolling 35 for downwind departure.
Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, rolling runway 35 for crosswind departure, Cessnock.
Correction, downwind departure.
Yeah. Okay, TSMPs are in the green. Airspeed is alive. 40 knots, flaps are up. 50 knots. 60 knots, rotate. Runway behind us, 75 knots.
Cessnock traffic, Cherokee X-ray Kilo Victor is entering runway 35 for downwind departure, Cessnock.
Lights off. T's and P's are in the green. 75 knots. 500 feet. I used to, at Camden, most departures tend to be crosswind because of
yeah,
what the lanes are like. So
that'll make sense, yeah. Well, here at Cessnock, you got your whole choice of whatever you want. So
anything's possible.
that's right.
Alright. Clear right, centre, and left. Left
Cessnock
hand.
traffic, Legend 2295, turn space, runway 35, touch and go, Cessnock. Cessnock traffic, Cherokee X-ray Kilo Victor, rolling runway 35 for downwind departure, Cessnock.
Continue the climb. $1100, but it doesn't really matter. I'm continuing the climb since we're departing. So I'm going to go past 1200.
We're going to go all the way up to 3,500.
Got it, yeah. Clear right, clear centre, clear left, left hand.
Cessnock traffic, Delta Oscar Lima is turning base, runway 35, full stop, Cessnock.
So 3,000 feet for my target. Is this an instrument just to remind me what my target is?
Yeah, exactly. Not many people use it, but you can.
I will use it to help remember things.
So
Alright.
3,500 we'll go to.
3,500. Okay, perfect. 35 knots.
Now when we get to the end of downwind, we'll make a departure call. Pretty simple. We're going to say Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, departing downwind, passing 2,000, climbing 3,500, tracking to the south.
Got it.
Cessnock traffic. So we're going to say our current height, our height goal, and our direction.
Alright.
Does that make sense?
It does, yep.
And that's all
So
we need to do.
beautiful.
So about here, mate. If you want to run up through a practice one with me, that's okay.
Sure. Oh, okay. So, Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, departing downwind, currently at 2,500, target 3,500, tracking south, Cessnock.
Perfect. Just say that.
Alright. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, departing downwind, currently at 2,600 feet, target altitude 3,500 feet, and tracking south, Cessnock.
Nice job.
Okay. I could cut a few words, I'm sure.
Oh, look, everybody can improve their
Cessnock
radio
traffic,
calls, but that
Cherokee
covered
X-ray
every
Kilo
bit of
Victor,
information, so that's the main part.
downwind 1,600 feet, climbing to 5,500 feet, departing to the south, Cessnock.
I'll optimize later. He said climbing, which is another way.
Alpha Zulu uniforms entering and lining up runway 35, Cessnock.
Yeah, you could say target, you could say climbing, you could say on
Traffic
climb.
arrow, Papa Round Foxtrot. Contact me Alpha holding over the town of Cessnock, 3,500 feet. Cessnock.
The Cessnock down here.
Yeah, so you said he's above the town at 3,500, that's useful to know.
Yeah.
We'll keep a lookout for him.
We're 3,000, maybe level off here and wait for him.
Uniform Charlie, runway 35, heading off an upwind on climb 2,500, northwest, Cessnock. Cessnock traffic, Delta Oscar Lima is clear of the runway, Cessnock.
I'll continue to climb. A little more.
Okay, 3,500, that'll be okay for
Leveling off.
Yeah, like I said, we've got Cessnock here, the town.
Yep.
And the hill that you can see all the way around here is the border of the training area. So we have this whole space here to play in, basically.
Got it. For, that's like emergency landing.
Well, emergency landing,
Spots would be
Well,
a few empty
from here we could comfortably glide back to Cessnock Airport from
Oh,
here,
okay.
no problem at all. Alternatively, you got all these fields out here, you got the race course just down there.
right there, yeah.
So,
Spiral down, it's easy to get to.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do some hassle checks now because we're going to do some stalling.
Okay.
Okay, so we use hassle just to make sure everything's safe.
Sure,
So,
yep,
I don't know, is it the same one you've used?
exactly.
Okay, well you know it then, so in that case, we'll go through it together.
So, H stands for height.
Yep.
So, yep, it's appropriate height for this type of maneuver we're going to do.
So here we've got to be at least 3,000 feet
At
at
least
Cessnock,
3,000.
so we're above that, that's fine.
A,
Cessnock traffic, legend
Not sure.
2295.
So A is airframe.
Runway 35, touch and go.
So
Cessnock.
airframe being flaps and undercarriage.
yes.
So they're all set.
So airframe is all good. We've got the flaps up, makes us rich, fuel is sufficient, all that.
Traffic, we're away.
S,
10 miles to
The security.
security.
So there's nothing that can fly up and hit us in the head.
Nope.
That's secure, I assume? That knee board?
This is secure, yep.
Okay, good. Everything else is
Just
fine
going
to
to
the back.
tighten this a little more.
Okay.
So that's done. And L is the lookout.
So I've got a couple more, so S. E is engine, hassle.
S,
So
engine.
mixtures reach, temperature, pressures in the green. And then we've got location lookout. So let's just do a 360 degree turn.
Yep.
Have a look around us, look for forced landing areas.
So 30-degree turn.
Just 30 degree turn will be
Right,
enough. Yeah.
clear right, clear center, and clear left, left turn.
I'll show you a tip with those. Usually better if you do that.
At the front. Thanks.
Okay, anyway.
Alright, hassle check, maintaining the altitude.
So looking around for aeroplanes, for hazards.
Traffic goes up above Bravo, just
A little bit of power.
about 7 miles southeast inbound. On descent through 2,400. We'll be in the circuit at 7.5, mate.
Continue with the turn. So there's a runway.
No traffic on the
So the range is good basically to glide there.
Yeah, that works.
I've got your position for Australian on 05. What's the distance from the field? We're still currently over the town of Cessnock, and we'll probably be going around for about 1,000 feet. You'll be conducting the missed approach on 05? Stay firm.
So I will level like wings off when I get to the south tracking. It looks all clear.
Looks clear to me as well.
Okay, leveling off here. I picked up altitude as well. Reduce altitude and power.
Okay. Peter, that's
Yep.
all well and good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to take the controls, so taking over.
Your plane.
Now, I just want to have some general discussion, and then we'll do a few exercises together. Now, a question I have for you, and this isn't a trick question. Do you think you could make this aeroplane stall without touching the elevator?
And touch other instruments?
So if you let go of the elevator,
Yep.
could you make the aeroplane stall?
I would say, actually no.
Why do you say that?
Because I believe that this type of plane has got some built-in stability, which means that it will find its kind of glide at speed and
Yes,
altitude
that's
and
right.
just adjust it.
You're on the right track, and I want to talk to you further about what I mean by my question there. So, a really obvious answer is we stall if we get too slow. That's really obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I slow the aeroplane down by pulling the power back and I don't touch the elevator, look what happens. Natural stability.
Yeah.
That's not going to stall like this, is it?
No.
Okay, let me
Actually,
recover from that.
yeah,
It's actually gaining speed.
Speed.
Okay. The other common answer to that question is, oh, you can stall if you bank too steeply.
Okay.
You roll the wings too steeply, you'll stall. So if I do a quick lookout, clear left, centre, right, and I roll over to, let's say, past 30, past 45, past 60, and I let go of the elevator, look what happens.
Oh, just point down.
Just point down, it's not going to stall like this, is it?
Yeah. Speed increases.
Okay, let me recover from there. Now probably the other really common answer is you stall if you pitch up too steeply.
Oh, okay.
Pitch up really steep and you'll stall. Okay, I'm going to show you what I mean. So to make this easier, I'll go full power. I'm going to pitch up really steep. Have a look out the side so it feels really steep, doesn't it?
It is.
And I'm going to let go of the elevator.
It would naturally come down.
Look at that, that's not a
level
stall,
off.
is it? So even though we pitched up,
Yeah.
I let go of the elevator, it didn't stall. Now, put really simply, and this is in the brief that we normally do for stalling, our elevator directly controls the angle of attack on each wing. Okay?
Yep.
The further we pull back, the larger the angle of attack. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're vertical, going straight down, you're on your side, upside down, fast or slow, doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay? So, if we have an angle of attack further and further aft, we actually have an elevator position which equals the critical angle of attack. Remember about 16 degrees it was from your training?
Got it, got it, got it.
We call that elevator position the stall stick position,
Okay.
which is what I referred to earlier in your
Yes.
question on the ground. Every single aeroplane currently flying on this planet has an elevator position where the wing stalls. Pretty
Got it.
crazy concept, isn't it?
And you think that probably that's not a good idea? The manufacturer should probably...
Well, a lot of people think, oh well, if that's true, why do manufacturers let you pull back that far?
Exactly, yeah.
Because we need to land the aeroplane.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yeah, you're getting into that. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do, Peter, is I'm going to turn us around away from the sun. I'm going to do a series of different types of stalls together. And what we should find is with each and every single stall that we do, we're going to be pulling back to the stall stick position.
Right.
Now, it's not necessarily all the way back. In this Cessna, it's about 2 centimeters from the full aft position.
Okay.
About that far from fully back. About that
Right.
far. Okay. I'm going to come around. I'm going to aim at that beach there in the distance. That'll give us a bit of a target to follow.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to demonstrate the first one.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So, to make this simple and easy, all I'm going to do is turn on the carburetor heat and reduce the power to idle. Now, I don't have to do that. I can stall with the power on if I want, but it's going to be a bit more difficult.
Yep.
Okay? Now, in order for me to maintain altitude, look what I'm starting to do with the elevator.
Yep, yep.
I'm starting to pull on it, aren't I?
Yep.
If I don't do that, it's just going to cover itself, isn't it?
Yep.
So I need to start pulling. So I'm just paying attention to what I'm doing with the elevator. I don't care what's happening outside.
Speed is dropping, yeah.
Yep, don't worry too much about speed. Horn. Okay, here we go. It's just going to buff it just slightly here. Here's the stall stick position. There it is there. Feel that?
Yeah.
If I go all the way back, about an extra 2 centimeters. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Recovery. Slightly forward. Full power.
Bit of power, that's all.
Now, I only lost about 20 feet that time.
Oh, wow.
Now, notice when I recovered that I didn't jam it forward and dive 1,000 feet. Even though we were doing 40 knots, it just started flying again. Did that make a little bit of sense to you,
Yeah.
Peter?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Basically, all you got to do is just to get some airflow back on the wings. And
Just by
drop it.
relaxing the pressure.
Yeah.
It's all about elevator input,
Yeah.
okay? So what I'm going to do now, Peter, is I'm going to hand controls back to you. So handing
One
over.
plane. Yep.
And I'm going to let you have a go at what I just did.
All right.
Okay? So carb heat
carb
on.
heat off. On. Let's reduce power to idle.
That's it. And just maintain height.
my altitude.
That's it. And you'll notice straight away you're starting to pull back, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to use some ailerons.
Foxtrot, approximately
Keep it level.
2 miles to
That's alright, just use your feet mainly to keep it level. So keep pulling, so we're pulling back quite
Make sure I
far.
don't lose any.
That's alright. So here comes the stall stick position. Just feel it, right where it starts to buff it. Right it is.
It doesn't
Keep
buff
going,
much.
keep going.
Well, that's it.
Here it is here, and then move it forward full power.
And a bit of rudder.
There we go, and that's
Right.
fully recovered.
Yeah, 200 feet for me.
Only 100, 150 feet. But you didn't have to dive 1,000 feet.
No, and basically it didn't feel dangerous.
No, that was nearly fully stalled. Let's do that again. Let's go past the stall stick position,
Yep.
where the wing is fully stalled, and recover from there. Again, it's just a little bit forward to recover. Okay.
So could you repeat that while I'm climbing?
So just level out here, 3,500
Yep.
is enough. We're going to do exactly the same thing we just did.
Yep.
We're going to go past the stall stick position, all the
got
way
it.
fully back. Remember I showed you that little 2 centimetres there? Exactly
Okay.
what we're going to do.
Carb heat on. Idle. Maintain this altitude.
There we are, 3,500.
Pulling back. Pulling. Rudder to the left. Pulling. Pulling back.
That's it, so still pulling, keep pulling,
Yep,
keep
yep.
pulling. There we go, keep pulling. Here comes the stall stick position.
Yeah, I think that's...
Now all the way back,
keep
There we are. Okay, now recover. Slightly forward, full power. There we go.
Yeah.
So again, we didn't let the nose drop that time, but it just started flying again, didn't it?
So if I understand what you are referring to here, is basically this is the technique for landing.
Exactly right. That's
Right.
where we're going to go with this.
Okay.
Now, I'll let you level off and I'll talk again. I'll just let you focus on that.
Alright. That's it.
Okay, now, we have done, 2 or 3 stalls together now. Every time the stall stick position was back all the way here. So it's
Yep.
quite far back in the 172, isn't it?
Yep.
So it takes quite a lot of effort to actually stall the aeroplane. Believe it or not, a lot of pilots accidentally find themselves with the controls all the way back here. Okay? Seems impossible, but it does happen, which is why we've got to talk about it. Because as long as you don't pull back that far, you'll never stall. That simple.
Even on base and final.
Even on base and final.
Like I'm fixated with that.
Yep.
Because I'm worried.
Exactly. So you can fly this airplane at 40 knots and not stall. You can fly this airplane at 160 knots and stall.
Yeah.
All you got to do is pull back far enough.
I guess a turn would be a bit more dangerous. Turning
I'll
base.
cover that in just a minute.
Yep.
Now, I'm showing you this just purely for awareness purposes, nothing more. Okay.
Yeah, this is not something to be examined in the...
It's not
This
something. It will be in your flight test. Phil likes to see
Sure.
you do a stall, because notice how in the 3 stalls that we've done so far, we only lost about 200 feet.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were in the circuit on downwind, 1,000 feet above the ground, and you pulled back the stall stick position accidentally, and you go back into recovery mode, dive 1,000 feet? Well, you can't, can you?
Yeah.
So you've got to learn how to recover the aeroplane to lose minimum height,
Got it.
which
got
in this case is just very slightly relax the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, what I might get you to do now, Peter, is just do a U-turn. We'll go back the other way, so we don't go too close to Newcastle over there.
Right, centre. The left, do a left turn.
And I want to show you a couple of real-world examples of conditions of flight where pilots accidentally stall the aeroplane.
Yep.
Because they're not aware of elevator input.
Very well. Just thinking like 30 degree turn.
Yep, so I'll just go out here so we're not facing the sun. That's a bit uncomfortable.
Level turn.
There we go, wings level. Okay. Now, thinking back to your previous training, you would have learnt about slipping and skidding turns. Maybe a little bit.
Theoretically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in briefings.
Now, I want to cover those again, and I want to relate it back to the stall stick position, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a series of level turns, medium turns, 30 degrees of bank, and I am going to induce slip or skid and show you the effects of both, okay?
Okay, so you're going to cause a skid and a
I'll
slip?
cause the skid and the
Alright.
slip, and all I want you to do is maintain the bank attitude here,
Right.
and maintain altitude.
Okay, so you use the rudders for that?
I will. I'll use the rudders.
So
Okay?
your rudders and
My rudders, your control column.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alright.
Let's start off to the left. So I'll just do a normal balanced turn. Nothing special.
Okay. You still have the rudders, right?
Yeah, I got the rudders.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Just a normal phase of flight. I'll get you to put your feet on the rudder, but I'll
so
move
I
it,
can feel
okay?
it,
Because
sure.
I want you to feel it.
Right.
Okay. Now the definition of a slip is rudder opposite to the bank.
Yep.
So we're banking left, so if I do lots of right rudder, this is a slip, and you'll notice the ball goes into the side of the turn here. So maintain bank attitude here, maintain height. So I'm doing lots of slip now, it's very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But notice what's happening with the elevator, you're pushing forward a bit, aren't you?
I have to.
So, it's not going to stall like this, is it?
I guess not. No,
No,
it
because
doesn't
you're
feel
pushing
like
forward.
it.
You're
Yeah.
nowhere near stall stick position.
Yeah. That's right. There's a lot of distance
Exactly.
to actually being in stall position.
Okay, we're going to go back to a normal turn now. So keep turning,
keep
nice
turning.
and balanced. Just bring the power back to 2400. Will do. Okay, now this time I'm going to induce skid.
Okay.
Now skid means that you have too much rudder in the same direction. Okay? Same thing, I want you to hold the bank attitude, hold the altitude. Okay?
Yep.
So I'm going to start applying lots of left rudder with the left bank. You'll notice the ball goes on the outside of the turn.
Yeah.
So hold the bank, hold the height. Hold the height, hold the height, hold the height. Hold the height, hold the bank.
That's weird.
Feels really strange, doesn't it?
And the bank has increased.
But notice what you're doing with the elevator. You're starting to pull back a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to add more power, of course, to maintain
That's
the
it. So you're starting to pull back more.
Yeah, and I can get to the stall position.
If this was severe enough, you would reach stall stick
Yeah.
position and stall.
Right.
Notice we have a level pitch attitude, and look at the airspeed. We're up at 80 knots, yet we're close to a stall.
And the ball is all the way to the right.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go back to a normal level turn now,
Alright.
and let's just cruise along level for a minute.
Well, almost hit 100, like 90 knots for sure. But I got back to 3,500.
So we were doing 80, 90 knots, yet we were close to stalling. Got nothing to do with speed, does it, Peter?
So that's a danger of being uncoordinated.
Exactly right,
Yeah.
which is why every turn you do in the circuit must be a balanced turn.
Yep.
Because if it's not balanced and you skid it, you're going to pull and you're going to stall.
Got it, yeah.
Make sense?
Makes sense, yes. It's a bit of right rudder, talking about coordination.
Okay.
Okay, there you go, 3,500.
I'll tell you what, let's just do one more normal stall like we did earlier, and I'll let you recover when you think it's stalled. Okay?
Oh, okay, sure.
So bring it back to the stall stick
alright.
position.
Alright, so we'll copy it on. Move power and maintain altitude.
No, not too much just yet, we don't want to climb. We just want to maintain height.
Pull back.
That's it.
Pull back. Pull back. Back. Stall.
So keep going till it starts to buff it.
Bit of buffer
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling.
It needs a lurch.
There it is there, recover, don't let it dive, don't let it dive. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, only 100 feet, nice job.
I'll it off. Okay, so you're saying I probably should not have let the nose drop so much? Just a little, and then
Yeah,
full
so-
power.
Think about it in terms of the elevator. You only need to move the elevator forward about that far.
Past its stall position, and that's all.
Just before the stall, and it'll start flying again.
Yeah, just power, and we're
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Okay, got it.
Now, when it comes to the power, we don't have to use power to recover,
Yep,
but we do if you want to lose minimum height.
yep.
Make sense?
Makes sense, yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Because once the position is not stall position, you are going to increase your speed, not going to stall. But if you want to regain altitude, you need power.
Yeah, that's right. It's again, try not to think of stalling as airspeed, because we just nearly stalled and we were doing 100 knots.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we need to sort of get out of that mindset. Let's turn to the right so we don't leave the training area.
Clear left, center right.
But I also really want you to know, Peter, that it's absolutely not your fault if you've been taught incorrectly,
Yep.
or you've been taught a different method.
No, it's okay.
This flight's just purely awareness, that's all it is.
Yep.
So let's turn around, we'll go back to Cessnock and practice a few landings with that
Sure.
new knowledge, okay?
Perfect. Let's see if I can find it.
Let's see
It's
if you know
somewhere
where
there.
it is. Yeah, so it's over this direction somewhere,
Yes, that's right.
I imagine.
So there's Cessnock the town that I
Yeah.
can use, which I believe is there. Yep. Right, so I'm gonna head that way.
It's a good idea.
Because, okay, we've got those peaks on the left, obviously Newcastle, they are. I'm not familiar with all the landmarks, but I'm starting to recognize the peaks.
That's good.
So we're now at the distance of what?
Probably about 10 miles
10
now, I'd say.
miles.
About 10 miles.
So call in for an inbound.
So we will say Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, 10 miles south.
Yep.
3,400 inbound.
Alright,
That's it.
got it. Okay, let's do that. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, 10 miles south of Cessnock, inbound at 3,300 feet, Cessnock. No, no shit.
Maitland traffic, Arupa primary rear Foxtrot, departed cross team, passing 1,200, climbing 4,000 Maitland.
I need to say feet, so inferred. Right. So, right ahead of us is Cessnock,
Yes.
the town. Yep. That's a race course, I believe that's a race course, which is like the cleared area.
Yep.
Just towards us from
Yep.
the town. So, the airport will be somewhere on the left. I can't really see it right now, but I think it's like the clearance.
So the
Yes.
airport is slightly to the northwest of the town.
Right there.
Can you see it? It's sort of like that.
Yeah,
Goes that way.
So we are closing up closer to runway 35 from here.
Correct. Now, we can probably assume that the active runway is still 35, can't we? We've only been up here 20 minutes.
We can assume that. Yeah.
So what we can do is we can actually go to this side of the airport, descend, and join crosswind from there.
Sure.
You know, CTAFs, unlike controlled aerodromes like Camden, you've got to come up with your own arrival procedure. You don't get told what to do.
Well, you do an overfly essentially.
You can do that, but
Let's
someone
see.
just said runway 35 on the CTAF, so
Right.
they've confirmed it for us.
So we know they used it.
Yeah, so we can save a bit of time and money there as well. But it's good that you're aware of the overfly, that's important to know.
In terms of altitude, I am at about 2,500 feet now. Should I maintain this altitude until I get closer?
So we can descend all the way down to circuit height from here because we're on the dead side of the runway. There's no circuit pattern out this side.
Okay.
So we're safe to do that. If we weren't sure what the runway was, we can only descend to the overfly height, which is 500 feet above the circuit height.
So it'll be 2,700.
Be 1,700.
1,700, yes.
Correct.
So now I'm heading straight to the airport. I'm going to go a little bit to the right.
A little bit to the right of it. Where that smoke is coming from, I'd
Yeah.
aim for. About there.
Because our objective is to join crosswind.
Correct.
So once we get to crosswind, we'll be at 1,200 feet and join that
We should be, yeah.
and make an announcement about that as well. Is it?
When we get to crosswind, we'll just say, Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, joining crosswind runway 35. That's it.
Got it. During those descents, do I need to worry about carb heat?
Not unless we go outside of the green, so we're right on the bottom of the green, so it's okay. This green here.
Oh, this one. Okay, sure.
If you go outside of that green, we have to turn off carburetor heat. That's why we did it in the stalls.
Right. Because now with the engine that is operating at power, it's not idle.
Exactly.
Right, keeping the eyes on the airport. I noticed that other pilots coming in, they've given indication of how long it's going to take them to get there in terms of minutes.
Yep, some pilots do that. You must do that for a navigation flight. You don't have to do that as such for a training area flight.
Taxi runway 23 at Maitland
Right.
for Newcastle.
To give you a rough idea, 10 miles in this aeroplane is about 6 minutes. But if you
Okay.
wanted to, you could look at your watch and go, okay, that time plus 6 minutes is my ETA.
6 minutes.
I would only really encourage that if the circuit is very busy.
Right.
And it helps if you give people a time you're going to be there, so you can sort of slot in, I guess.
It's okay. I guess I'll worry about that when navigation training comes in.
I'd worry about that more in navigation, yeah.
Alright.
Take Whiskey Yankee, enter the backtracks runway C3.
Is that I guess a reason to do bump fish before getting to downwind?
Absolutely. You
So
can
we
do
can
it
do
now.
it now, we've got more
You can do it
time.
now, there's no
Alright.
problem with that.
So brakes good, and the carriage is fixed, mix is rich. Fuel is sufficient for go around, piece of pacer in the green, magnetors on both. Fuel selector is on both, hatches and harnesses are secure. And I'm going to maintain 1,200 feet here. Good. Yep, bit of power. The pump fish complete. And go a little bit to the right.
Now we normally turn crosswind over the end of the runway when we're joining the circuit.
Sure.
The reason for that is if we turn crosswind where we normally do and someone's taking off, we'll cut them off.
Got it,
I think I might have told you that on one of our previous flights possibly, but
Makes sense.
it's all about helping others.
And it's also you don't want to have like these locations in the circuit congested, like everyone just joining in
Cessnock
these.
traffic,
Oh, exactly right.
172 Delta Oscar Lima is taxiing to runway 35 the circuit, Cessnock.
There you go. Oh, he's still taxiing, so it's going to take him a few minutes to
Yeah,
get
so
there.
come out this way a little bit more, and then when we get to the end of the runway, we'll turn left and we'll make our joining crosswind call.
Yep. Hello, windsock from here. Right.
We can make that turn now.
Okay. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, turning crosswind for runway 35, Cessnock.
It's joining crosswind, not turning crosswind.
Joining,
That's okay,
yeah.
everyone knows what we meant.
Yeah. $1,200. Okay, clear on the right. Clear center. Something's burning. It's not the plane, it's just a bushwhack.
Loud and clear, Hummer.
Loud and clear.
Right.
Come back to the situation.
Yeah, right. Center. Left turn. Cool. So it's going to be a touch and go, correct?
Be a touch and go.
Yep.
And on this one, I'm going to be on the controls with you because I want to show you what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Level wings. Right. On the threshold, pump fish is complete, so remove power.
So don't forget carburetor heat now that we're outside the green.
Carb on. I was just concentrating on the flood first. And 1, 2, 3. I went too far. There you go. 1. Here, right. Center. Left. The engine a little rough. What do you think?
Sounds a little bit strange, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just make your base call for me, mate.
Right. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, turning base for touch and go on runway 35, Cessnock.
Just close out, it's making a little bit of noise there.
Yep. Alright. 1, 2, 3.
So point it down, descend a bit quicker. We've got to be at about 800 feet when we make this next turn.
Yep.
So we're a little bit high at the moment.
It's parallel, carb heat is on.
Tower traffic, Whiskey Yankee, line up rolling runway 3.
Left.
Stand by, you might as well come back. We have a fuel pump issue.
So you said 700
Sorry,
feet
sorry,
for the
I
turn?
didn't hear that.
All good.
What's that, sorry?
I don't remember what you said about the altitude.
Oh yeah,
when it's
so
leaving.
about 700-800 feet in this tower, so we're looking alright at the moment.
Yeah. Right. Carb feet off.
Next stage of flat.
1, 2, 3.
We should be about 70 knots here. We'll leave the power off till we get 70.
Idle.
Now in the flare, I'd like you to pay attention to how much I'm pulling, okay?
Got it.
While looking at the end of the runway, that's where we should be looking.
Yep. $70 knots. Back on the line.
That's it. Okay. Now power off. Now stare
Idle.
at the end of the runway.
Yep.
And we're going to gently keep pulling back little bits at a time. I'm still pulling. Still pulling. Still pulling. Still pulling. Still pulling. Look at the end of the runway. Still pulling. Still pulling. Still pulling. Still pulling. Look how far back I'm pulling.
Cessnock traffic, Delta Oscar Lima, entering and arriving
Okay.
runway 35.
Full power, let's go.
Circuit Cessnock.
Full power.
So see how far back I was pulling then?
Wow. 65, 55, 60 knots. Rotate.
That's how
Yeah.
far back you have to pull on every single landing in this aeroplane.
It's positive.
Okay. But notice how it's little bits at a time?
Yeah.
I didn't just do it all in one go.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So it didn't balloon.
yeah, because they couldn't balloon really. There was no
No.
energy in left anymore.
Exactly right.
Okay, so lights off. Flaps up.
But what I basically did was I stalled the wing just above the runway.
Yeah.
And it just onto the runway like that.
Right, clear right, center left, left turn. Eight 100 feet. Level off. Yeah, don't turn too much. 1,000 feet. A little more. 1100. Ups up. Take off. Clear right. Clear center. Clear left. I missed my target altitude.
Well, good, let's make the turn anyway.
Yeah.
We don't go too far from the runway.
Yeah, a bit wide. Right. Fish. Brakes. Good. Undercarriage is fixed. Is rich. Fuel is sufficient for go around. Up head off. Piece in the green. Heading is good. Just reduce my altitude a bit more. Magnetors on both. Still select on both hatches and harnesses are secure and right at the threshold. Cool. Remove power.
Carby heat.
Yep. Carb heat on. And safe speed for flap 10. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good. 1200 feet. Right. Make the call. Sorry, joining. Sorry, turning.
Turning base.
Alright. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, turning base for touch and go on runway 35, Cessnock. Right, center left, then.
So on this one, I'd like you to do exactly what I was doing on the last one. Have a go at keep, pulling little bits at a time to all the way back here.
Got it. 70 knots. Okay. Right. Flap head on, second stage flap. On. Use altitude. Do you know why the engine is doing that rough?
I don't think it's rough. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds fine to me.
Aerodynamic maybe, or why?
Possibly.
Yeah, right, okay. Left.
Temperatures and pressures are still green, so it's alright.
Yeah, it's all green. Right, left hand. Do final. Do some a bit high. high. But
Cessnock traffic, Delta Oscar Lima is turning base, runway 35, touch and go, Cessnock.
right, full flap. 1, 2, 3. Rapid off. Peace and peace in the green. Speed is good. Oh, birds. Damn bird. Otherwise,
That's it, 70 knots.
power. Trim. 70 knots. At the line. Okay, power. Idle.
Power off, now start pulling. Stare at the end of the runway.
Yeah,
Keep
looking at the
pulling,
end.
keep pulling, keep pulling, keep going. Got to level out. Keep going, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Use your muscle. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. There we go.
Flaps up.
Okay, let's go.
Right rudder. 50. 55. 60. Rotate. Right. Trim. Lights. Ah, well, too late for the lights. Rapid off. Flaps up all the way. 400 feet. How much input did you put in?
Towards the end of the touchdown there,
You put more?
I was putting more and more in, which
okay.
which means that I could feel you relaxing your pressure. So you need to have a
Yeah.
bit more confidence just to keep pulling.
Sure.
Use your muscle, you know what I mean?
Let me try, because I thought, oh, this is easy. It's happening by itself.
Yeah, so I was helping out a little bit there towards
Okay,
the end.
thanks. Let me try next one, just totally, even if I mess it up.
Okay, it's alright.
Um,
We'll make it a full stop this one as well.
Okay. So that I get a feel of how much force I need to put in.
You're really good. It's very heavy when
Yeah.
just before touchdowning. It's very heavy,
Okay.
so you got to keep pulling it.
Because it crossed my mind, I thought this is easy, I don't have to struggle too much. Yes. Okay, 1,000. Continue the climb, 1,100. Right up. 1,200 feet, approaching. There's the lake. You're right. Center. Left. Remove power. Right, center, left. Left in. Alright, bumpish, brakes good, and the carriage is fixed. Trim, mixes rich, flaps up, fuel is sufficient, piece of piece in the green, altitude is good, magnitude on both, blinding light on, fuel selectors on both, altitude is good, heading is good, hatches and harnesses is secure. Alright, there's going to be a full stop landing.
Full stop.
Yep, full stop there. Yeah, that's enough. Full stop. Landing is third. Alright, on the threshold, reaches power, maintain altitude, landing light is on, landing flap, 1, 2, 3, that's good, bit of power. Alright. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray India, turning base for runway 35, full stop, Cessnock. Right. And carpet on. Be right, center, and left, turn. Reduce power. Over wings. 1, 2, 3, so flap 20. Piece and piece in the green. 500 minute, descent rate. Speed is good, reduce some more power, get to 75 knots. Landing light is on. RP is on. Your right, center and left turn. Head of left rudder. 800 feet. Up. 700 feet. Okay, power.
Just watch the wide arc there, mate.
Cessnock traffic, Delta Oscar Lima is turning base, runway 35, touch and go, Cessnock.
Up, head off. 1, 2, 3, 30 degrees flap. Great. Lining up. The windsock. Good, 75 knots. So idle. Idle all the way, and it's starting to round up now.
That's it. Remember to keep
Pull,
pulling.
pull, pull.
Use your muscle. It's going to get very heavy.
Yeah.
That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going. Keep pulling. Keep going. Keep
Pulling,
going.
pulling,
Keep pulling.
pulling.
Keep
Oh.
pulling. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Keep going. Even more than that.
Yep.
See? Keep going. You hear the stall warning. You hear the stall warning.
Oh.
Keep going. There you go. See how far back you got to go?
Yeah.
Okay. On the brakes now, mate.
The brakes are active, yeah.
Yep. On the
because
brakes.
it
Keep pulling back.
touched
Feel how heavy it is.
down. Oh, yeah.
That's how heavy it normally is in the flare.
Yeah, yeah, it's not something I would expect unless I've actually
Alright.
felt it, yeah. Got it. Thank you. That's
So-
very clear.
There were 2 touchdowns on that one.
Yeah, no,
Notice the
no.
difference between the first and the second?
Yeah.
The second one is what you should be doing.
The second one was
The
a
first one
definite
wasn't
touchdown.
bad, but the second one was a lot better.
Alright, just, yep. Cessnock traffic, Sierra X-ray, India, cleared the runway, Cessnock. Our previous landing, I said, cleared all runways. There's only one.
So, do your after landing checks while you're taxiing back, mate.
Okay, so flaps all the way up. Lights off. Pretty much it. Where should I park?
We'll go back to our hangar. Do you know where that is?
Yes.
We'll put it to bed because it's not flying anymore.
Okay.
Just hold this all the way back for me.
Oh, yeah, sure. Another muscle memory, literally.
Yeah. Well, it'll all develop into muscle memory. That's normal.
That's the hangar with the open door, right? That's yours.
Yes, that's right.